Guys, all right, so advice of the day is read through your disclosures before you write your offer. Everything on the disclosure, read through it thoroughly, read through it carefully, because when you sign that disclosure and you're basically accepting all of the defects that are put on there as is. You aren't going, it could come up in your inspection report as a major defect, but you've already agreed to it when you sign that seller's disclosure, excuse me. So one thing that I see come up fairly frequently, that I don't know whether it's that agents aren't explaining this to their buyers before they write the offer, or if buyers aren't fully understanding, but one of them is the electrical wiring. There is a section on the disclosure, I don't have it in front of me, so I couldn't tell you what page, but it's labeled electrical, and it gives the seller the opportunity to disclose what type of wiring is in the house. Now, most of the time you're going to see copper, but occasionally you will see aluminum. There was a time period where they used aluminum to wire properties, and there is the risk of fire at the outlet because of expanding and contracting. The actual aluminum itself is not a problem, I believe, but where it connects to outlets or fixtures, if it expands and contracts too much, then it could become a problem. So one of the solutions that is out there to repair this defect would be called pigtailing, and that's, I think, where they just take a little bit of copper wire at that outlet and they wire it together with the aluminum so that the expanding and contracting problem isn't there any longer. So I'm just telling you this because it came up on one of my listings where we disclosed that it was aluminum wiring, and the buyer signed that seller's disclosure and then came back to us once they had their inspection and it got flagged as a defect, and wanted that to be pigtailed. They wanted a credit for all of that work to be done. And of course my sellers are like, well, we disclosed it, so we shouldn't have to, right? And that's why you really want to just get ahead of it. It's something that is not the end of the world to take care of. It's just a matter of figuring out how much money it's going to cost and calculating that into your offer, for example, or asking for settlement help to cover that if it is a problem for you. But make sure that you're aware of it going into the writing the offer, so that when it comes up in the inspection report, which it will, you're not blindsided by it. The more you know up front, the better off you're going to be. So make sure you're checking your seller's disclosure, reading it completely from top to bottom, make sure you're comfortable with everything. But one thing specifically for this video that we're going to talk about is check the electrical. If it says aluminum and you're not comfortable with it, either don't buy the house or write it into your contract that you want that taken care of right from the get-go, so that seller knows, all right, this is something that matters to this buyer, and you're not negotiating it down the road. You're right up front about it. That's really the best advice that I can give you guys. All right, if you have questions, leave a comment below or connect with me at connectwithkristen.com. Any comments that I get, I try to respond to. I love getting comments, so like, share, reply. All right, see you guys.